The first thing that you're going to want is a good jar. This is a 1-quart ball mason jar, wide mouth, easy to work with, needs to be washed. And that's another thing that you want to do this as clean as possible. You don't want to cross-contaminate with dirty utensils, and just keep that in mind, because any bacteria that you introduce into this is going to compete with your yeast. But these wide mouth ball mason jars work really well. It doesn't have to be amber. Clear ones work fine, green. And have some extra lids. Get yourself a couple jars and some extra lids, because you're going to want to...
An extra Nicholas.
And an extra Nicholas. There he is. The child who wears no pants. Because you're going to want to, as you get this starter going, you're going to want to move it to a new jar so that you can wash it. You'll get crud on the edges, and and all that. You're going to want to have a plastic container to set your jar in, because when this stuff does start to grow well, you will get blowouts from your jar. It's going to happen. So keep your spouse happy, and your refrigerator and your counter clean. The next thing that might help is just a basic scale of some sort. And these things work. You set your container on it, turn it on, and it'll zero your scale. And you put your ingredients in, and it'll give you an accurate measurement of your ingredients. Most bakers use weight as opposed to volume, like cups and weight. Weight is much more accurate and predictable than volume, so keep that in mind. Sometimes you won't even need to use either once you get your method down. But anyway, we'll get into all that later as we get into recipes. Also, what's nice to have is a spray bottle. Nice clean spray bottle that's not been used for anything else before. You keep water in, and we'll explain why later when we talk about crust development. I think the most important thing in this whole deal is the Dutch oven. A good old cast iron Dutch oven. Enamel will work just fine too, but the cast iron holds heat much better. You'll get a good crust, and you'll get a good rise. This one I just got done baking a lot in, so you can see it needs to be cleaned and re-seasoned. But this is I believe it's a 6-quart Lodge, $35 at Walmart. Best investment ever. I would say probably anything from 4 to 6 quarts will work just fine. And a nice lid. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. Gotta have a scraper. Just a simple plastic scraper. Or a bench knife. The thing with it looks like a round handle on the end of it, where my hand is. That works too, but these are like 30 cents online a piece, and they're great to have. They get warm, and you can bend them and whatnot. Let's see. Mom got me a silicone mat for Christmas this year, and it's really nice to have. You put a little oil or flour on there, and it'll help you work with your dough when the time comes. Rolls up. Very nice. Can handle heat really well. And then, let's see. Tony Tony Doyle posted some pictures of some really beautiful sourdough that he did today, and the scores that are on his bread he put in with, it's called a lame or a lamb, depending on whether you want to be fancy or not. This is mine. You know, I bought it some time ago on Amazon. It's nice and pretty. I don't know if it's more functional than anything else that you can get out there, but the meat and bones of this thing is that razor blade right there. Good old-fashioned straight razor. A lot of people will use a razor with a popsicle stick that you can put between those openings there. That works nicely. Or you can just use a razor. A really sharp knife helps, but when you're cutting dough, you use something extremely sharp. Razor blade's the tool. And it's called a lamb, L-A-M-E. I like this one. It's done a good job for me. Comes with extra razor blades that you can change out every 10 loaves or so, maybe. That's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. If I think of anything else, I'll add more videos. We'll talk about ingredients and stuff later. Take care.